Elena loved exploring her grandma's big old house. One sunny afternoon, while rummaging through the dusty attic, she found a beautiful antique doll. It had big blue eyes, golden curls, and wore a pretty old-fashioned dress. Excited, Elena decided to take the doll home to add to her collection. From the moment Elena brought the doll into her room, strange things began to happen. At night, she heard soft whispers and tiny footsteps. The doll's eyes seemed to follow her wherever she went. Sometimes, Elena would wake up to find the doll in a different place than where she had left it. Elena tried to ignore these odd occurrences, convincing herself that it was just her imagination. But the strange events became harder to dismiss. One evening, while doing her homework, the lights in her room began to flicker. She glanced at the doll, which sat motionless on her shelf, and felt a shiver run down her spine. Elena told her best friend, Max, about the strange things happening and how she believes the doll is responsible. Max was skeptical but agreed to help Elena figure out what was going on. And so they decided to keep an eye on the doll and see if they could catch it moving. As days went by, the strange activities increased. The lights in the house began to flicker unpredictably. Doors creaked open and slammed shut on their own, echoing through the halls with unsettling regularity. Eerie sounds filled the house, from soft whispers in the dead of night to inexplicable footsteps that seemed to follow Elena wherever she went. The once cozy home felt more like a haunted maze, with every corner hiding a new spine-chilling surprise. Elena and Max grew more frightened, but Max wasn't convinced that the doll was responsible for this. So Max suggested they record everything with his dad's old video camera to prove the doll was moving on its own. One night, while reviewing the footage from the camera, they saw something that made their blood run cold. They saw the doll's head slowly turning towards the camera, its eyes glowing eerily in the dark. Elena and Max were now sure that the doll was not just any doll, it was haunted. Every night, the strange activities grew more terrifying. The whispers turned into faint giggles that sent shivers down their spines, and the tiny footsteps became louder, echoing through the house. The once faint and sporadic noises now seemed to follow them, creating an atmosphere of constant dread. One evening, while they were having dinner with Elena's family, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the room into darkness. In the dim candlelight, they saw something that made their hearts stop. The doll was sitting at the end of the table, even though Elena had left it in her room. The doll's eyes seemed to glow, sending chills down their spines and making the hair on the back of their necks stand up. Elena and Max decided to lock the doll in the attic, hoping to stop the haunting. But the doll didn't stay put. That night, Elena woke up to the sound of giggles coming from her closet. She turned on her flashlight with trembling hands, and to her horror, she saw the doll sitting on a shelf, grinning at her. The next morning, Elena found strange messages written on her mirror in red lipstick. Words like "play with me" and "don't leave me" were scrawled across the glass, making her feel as if the walls were closing in on her. She screamed and ran to the living room, only to find the doll sitting on the couch, its dress covered in dust, as if it had been wandering the house all night. Elena realized they had to do something before it was too late. One evening, while they were making a plan to get rid of the doll, they heard a loud bang from the kitchen. Rushing downstairs, they found all the cabinets open and dishes scattered everywhere, as if a whirlwind had passed through. The doll was sitting on the counter, its eyes fixed on them with an unblinking, menacing stare. It was clear that the doll was not going to let them go easily, and they had to act quickly. Elena and Max were terrified, but determined to end the haunting once and for all. Armed with the knowledge from the library, they learned that the only way to break the curse was to return the doll to where it was found and perform a special ritual. One stormy night, they snuck back into Elena's grandma's attic. The atmosphere was tense as thunder rumbled outside. Following the old book's instructions, they placed the doll in a circle of salt and lit candles around it. Holding hands, they recited the ancient words. At first, nothing happened. But then, a cold wind swept through the attic, extinguishing the candles. The doll's eyes glowed brightly, and it let out a chilling scream. The ground shook, and Elena and Max closed their eyes, praying they had done everything correctly. When they opened their eyes, the doll was gone. The attic was quiet and still. They felt an overwhelming sense of relief, knowing they had finally broken the curse. But the ordeal had left a mark on Elena. The fear and anxiety from the haunting lingered.
If you enjoyed this spine-chilling story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us for more tales of mystery and terror. Dare to uncover the darkest secrets and explore the unknown with us. Until next time, stay curious and keep the lights on.